me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Okay, y'all. I'm sure by now everybody heard about what happened in Tennessee on the state level. You have two elected Black officials that protested against gun control law and gun reform. And you had one white woman that joined them in the protests. And she didn't get expelled, but they did. These are people that were elected. They went through an election and the people voted them in, and the Republicans, and I think this is a very racist thing, um, expelled them. And the country is watching, but I have not heard anybody saying, okay, well, this is what we're going to do to take a stand against these Republicans. Nothing. It's almost like, okay, well, yeah, it's racist. It's so typical of America. They know something is racist. They know it looks racist. They know it sounds racist. And they'll do the usual arguing. Oh, no, racism had nothing to do with it. Racism had everything to do with it. Your whole foundation is about racism. You can't go through it now, hundreds of years later, and then argue something's not racist. Please go somewhere and sit down. So, you got the Republicans out here calling themselves doing damage control, but they're actually doing more damage. So they're claiming race wasn't a factor in the Republican controlled House in Tennessee, and a decision to expel two Black Democratic lawmakers while sparing a white one for disrupting, the chamber at that time in gun control. And I could see how this came up. You recently had a school shooting. Children were killed, adults were killed. So, whenever something like that occurs, yeah, that's going to come up. It's always a political hot topic in the country. But one thing about America, America should be held in shame for having this issue come up so many times during the year, because there's always multiple school shootings and you still do nothing to really make a difference. You haven't done nothing to make a difference, but you want to be elected in those offices. It's not so much your salary, it's all the little kickback money and all the goodies that you get, that we're even seeing in Clarence Thomas, just getting all kinds of perks, getting his whole life financed by a billionaire. See, that's the kind of stuff you like above anything else, even more above the job that you should be doing when you're in office. And this is the very reason why I can't stand politicians. You're all demons as far as I'm concerned. You have no good quality. So Tennessee House voted 72 to 25 Thursday to oust Representative Justin Jones. And I did um, a video on him, because he wanted to wear that dashiki, which he still wore. And I did a video on that one. And then you have Justin Pearson, and they were removed for disorderly behavior. And this was March 30th, where the chamber forced a recess, and this is what they did. And yes, I believe is excessive. So you're really not interested in the voice of the people. You are interested in forcing your will upon everybody else. Well, that then, why did you get in office if nobody's voice matters but yours? But, America always tried to live on the philosophy of democracy. But what happened in that chamber? There was no democracy in that chamber. There was no democracy whatsoever. That was not present. So, members spared Gloria Johnston. Johnson is from Knoxville. And when they voted to oust her, it was 65 to 30. And they said it was one vote short. Yeah, how convenient, right? When it's the white woman. So the trio came under fire for halting the House proceedings, with a demonstration calling for stricter gun laws in wake of the Covenant school shooting. And it's just way too many school shootings in America. You can't keep calling yourself advanced. You can't keep calling yourself high IQ. And then you got this massive level of killing going on in the country. You look like fools to the entire world. And in all honesty, if I was a world leader, I wouldn't work with America. I wouldn't work with you. It is too much hypocrisy coming out of America. And for too long, America don't give a damn about how she looks on the world stage. Well, I'm here to tell you, you look bad. You sound bad. And then you look like a bunch of hypocrites, and all at the same time, you command respect. Nobody respects a demon. And even a stupid demon knows they won't get respect. But for some reason, America will ignore all of everything dead in their face because in this society, race is king. Race is king in America. And this is why you're losing the rest of the world. You want to lead, and they're right now trying to shove you out of the way. They don't want to respect you. They don't want to acknowledge you. They don't want to work with you. And you won't hear what's going on right dead in your face. You won't hear what's going on. And wasn't it Putin that said anybody that works with Ukraine, he was going to go after that nation? That doesn't mean he's going to drop a nuke on you. It doesn't mean that he's going to come and try to start a war with you. There's all kinds of ways you can bring down a nation. And that's what BRICS is showing you right now with your US dollar. And then now you're scrambling around with this Fed now crap. This is not going to work. America, it's not going to work. You can jump from your funny money that you got out here right now to digital, it still won't save this nation. This nation still will go. You don't have a foundation for longevity because you built the entire nation on every single abomination that exists. That's what you built your nation on. And with that, you don't have a foundation, and therefore you will fall. So I'm glad because of the internet, people can see this stuff worldwide. This was seen worldwide. And when you go and you look at some of the responses, they're coming from all over the world. And people are telling America, boy, I really don't see you the same way I used to. I used to believe this, this, and this about America. But man, I've changed my mind. I don't think those things about you now. The world sees America as a cancer. And this event really solidified it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is all they came to the floor were over gun laws. I don't think anybody that questions gun laws should be thrown out and expelled. This was definitely overkill. So, one of these old goofy ass Tennessee Republicans came out there trying to shoot down the claims of racism, but honey, it is what it is. There is no blabbing away what happened. It is what it is. Seriously. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now in Tennessee, they got a serious PR problem with this whole thing. The things that you got away with many years ago, and people just say, okay, well, maybe these folks are telling the truth. Maybe it's really their fault that this happened. That's not going quite that way anymore. People are not looking at it like that. Just because you do, that doesn't mean the world is. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually, what happened is very historic. I mean, and you even see this on social media. These folks think that all we are supposed to do is get up and breathe and exist, and the only one that should have an opinion is them. Well, that's the most laughable thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm never going to abide by your I have an opinion, but you don't. You can go kick rocks. As long as people are living and breathing on this earth and have to endure your BS, they have every right to express themselves. So, nobody should have to be punished or shut down because there's a body of people here that don't want to hear it. Well, what makes you think we want to hear you? What makes you think we were okay listening to you all this time? Get real. People are going to have opinions. They may not see eye to eye to you, but they always take it to the extreme when they're dealing with melanated people. It just changes the whole dynamic. When I was listening to the interview, they interviewed this um, one white woman right here that did not get expelled. Gloria Johnson is her name. And she said they didn't kick her out because she's white. She even came out and said it. And we all know this. Everybody that saw this know that is the case. And even the people that deny it, so the hell what? Historically, that has been America's foundation. So what are you going to do to change that? Nothing. So go somewhere and sit down. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. But you know what, America, this is just another L for you. It really is. And it just goes to show you, you have a serious inability to get along internally within your own country. You don't try to fix it. You don't try to make it better. You don't care how bad it looks to the outside world. And then when it does get captured, then you're running around, these Republicans running around all over the news station trying to talk about it wasn't race. It wasn't race. Well, it sure looked like that to the entire world. I'm just saying, you know, at this point, just stand there and hold your L because you definitely earned it. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. It just goes to show you you can't speak out after a school shooting because it's going to be some Republicans in a chamber that don't want to hear your melanated voice and try everything they can to quash it. And the problem that is going on will continue to persist. It goes back to me telling y'all, and I'm going to say this again, when it comes down to big issues, and we saw this in the pandemic too, these folks are not made for the big issues. They're not. They're not. And they keep showing us over and over and over. They have a serious, serious inability to get the big issues right. And they just keep showing us like a broken record, but will still look you in the face talking about some high Q. Boy, what a joke. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.